13th of September, Rabbi Levitt, Gemorrah.
Bava,
Okay.
he's not able to appear because of the cracks. Afal pi shelo bitlo mishar malacha, even though he's not, unemployed from all the other kind of work. No tain low, you have to give him shevet. No, you have to give him this amount of wages back. Who since who malachto from his work from this.
Oh, this is very interesting. This is a chiddush. Here we have a case of a permanent loss. He's got a permanent loss, but he didn't lose a hand. It's not like he's got to be a cucumber watcher the rest of his life. So we're not going to pay him for the loss now that he's bedridden, house ridden, and he can't. And he's got to wait until he heals in order to go back to being a cucumber watcher. He can go back to his regular job, but right now he cannot go back to the regular job that he does. But so therefore, Rashi says we're gonna pay him for his loss of work that he used to that he himself used to do. So this is a unusual case. This is an unusual case over here. Rashi's pointing out. Right, because that's his actual loss. That's his actual loss that he's losing out right now. He's able to go back to being a clown, but right now he can't do it. So it's not relevant to talk about him watching cucumbers over here. So he's going to get paid for his loss of work according to what he used to do and what he will go back to doing as well. Now that's interesting. If that's so then what exactly was his loss? Why is there a permanent? There's still a permanent loss. He's worth less on the market, even though he's able to go back to his regular job that he did before the sun removed all of his hair permanently. What exactly is the? It would seem that somebody that would trade for him on the marketplace, if he were sold, he would simply he would right if we say he's got 1,000 more days of work that he's capable of doing, so we'll pay him based upon how much a clown gets for 1,000 days of work. That's what he'll be sold for, let's say. So he's worth, he's got 100 days he won't be able to work out of those 1,000. So that would seem to be his, I guess, okay, so that'll be his lessening value, I guess. But it's exactly, but if that is so, then that's my question, that we've already compensated him by giving his loss of work. So why should he get paid double? He's already getting paid for his loss of work. Why does he get paid anything now for permanent loss of value in the shuk? Why would anybody pay any less for him? Oh, so what's the answer?
2 different categories.
We already said the answer is that even though he's able to go back to do his work, but people don't pay the same amount of money for a person who has hair as for a person who does not have hair. Rashi said it's regarded as a blemish. And so even if he's able, this is a big chiddush here. even though he's able to go back to doing his job that he did before, but arguably he's not going to get paid as much as he did before, because people like a clown that has hair as opposed to a clown that doesn't have hair, I guess. And therefore he's going to get paid for nezek. And the payment that we're going to give him for his loss of work is going to be according to the payment that a clown gets who has no hair, as opposed to the payment of a clown who does have hair. So that's a lesser payment of nezek. No, a lesser payment of shevis, but that'll be compensated for in the payment of the payment of the nezek for the permanent damage. Okay. Very interesting. And now, and the last payment of Boshis, he's going to get Boshis. Why is he going to get Boshis? Says the Gemorrah, She'ein lecha Boshis gadol mizeh. There's no greater shame and embarrassment than this, what happened to him. That he was a person who had hair, and now he has to walk around without any hair. Okay. As I said before, it's not a joke. Why? So put on a wig. Why does he have to be embarrassed that he can put on a wig? He can do everything. Anyway, that's what the Gemorrah says. Okay, so now we go weiter from there. And so now we are up to Umilsa. The first word in the line is Gadol Mizeh. It's about 20 lines down from the top of the page. And we call upon Lou.
We're turning over to 86A2.
86A2, and it's Milsa.
Milsa de Boyle.
Oh, okay, I see it. Milsa de Boye le Rabba. The matter that was a question to Rabba, Shita le Boye le Heich Gisa. It's obvious to Abaye in this direction, Ule Rabba le Hach Gisa, and to Rabba in this direction. So I guess it means it's obvious to Abaye in one way and to Rabba in a different way. The Itmar,
We're going to explain now.
Right, as it was stated, the Hikahu al Yado v'Tamsa, where the assailant struck the victim on his hand and it shriveled.
Oh, Here we have the word that we were looking for before.
Tamza.
So that's the thing that happens to a hand when it gets a makkah on it.
Right. V'sofa lechazor. And in the end, it returned, meaning that it was back to normal, back to full health.
Mm-hmm.
Abaye says, no sein lo sheves gidola, the sheves katana.
Oh,
The assailant must give the victim compensation for his major loss of employment, and also for his minor loss of employment.
we'll see what that refers to in the Rashi.
Okay. Virava Amar, and Rava said, Aino no sein lo ella demei shifto shebechol yom v'yom. He only gives to him the value of his loss of employment daily. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need Rashi to explain us what are these three terms that the Gemorrah is using over here. Shevis Gedola, the big Shevis, Shevis Katana, the small Shevis, and the Shevis of B'chol Yom B'Yom, the Shevis of the daily Shevis. What is exactly what do these things mean? And with this, we will be able to understand what the dispute is between Abaya and Rava over this case. But this is the case that we asked about. There's a makkah. There's not permanent damage. It's sofo laxor, so it's temporary damage. What's the din in this case? So we have a machlokes Abaya and Rava on this. So we go to Rashi.
Rashi, the Shevet Gedola, the major amount of compensation is the Mei Yado, that's the value of his hand.
Oh.
Shevet Katana, it's Kol Yomim, all the days, Sheyipuv Mishka, that he has to go, he's bedridden, so to speak. He falls down into the to lie down. Roimoto, you see him ki'iluhu shomer kushum, just like he's a cucumber watchman. That's the amount of the minor amount of compensation. And that's what Abaya says. Rava says that it's shebekol yom b'yom, it's a daily amount. Ad shiachazor lekadmoto, until he returns to how he was originally. No tain lo b'chol yom, you give him every day. Kamo sheniskarim oelim b'shuk, like the wages of workers in the marketplace. V'lo kashomish kishum, not like cucumber washmen. The Rabba lo yehev le demeyado, because you're not giving him Rabba, you don't give him the value of his hand at all. That the value of the hand was the Shevet Gedola. You don't he doesn't get that at all.
So the Shevis Gedola sounds like it's a byword for temporary nezik. So it's really it's like a payment of nezik for the temporary loss in value, if for these 100 days that he's for the 100 days that he's not able, he's not incapacitated, not able to do what his hand did before. we're gonna give him that amount. We're calling it Shevis Gedola, but that really is a payment for. It's an additional payment onto the payment of ordinary loss of work. It's because he's it's Demei Yado. Demei Yado is Nezik. We're calling it Shevis Gedola. That's according to Abaye. Abaye says he gets the Shevis Gedola in addition to getting Shevis Katana. And the Shevis Katana is right now that he doesn't have use of his hand. The only thing that he could do right now is watch cucumbers. But since he's not able to do that because he's recuperating. But that'll be the payment of, that'll be called the small Shevis. That's the work loss. That's the actual work loss that he has now because he's not able. In other words, assuming that his hand, even though it was incapacitated, and he's only able to watch cucumbers, but he's not even able to do that now because he's recuperating. He's bedridden. So we're going to pay him as a cucumber watcher for that Shevis. That's the actual Shevis. But according to a Rabbah says no, there's no such thing. All we pay him is for the Shevis of his day-to-day loss of work until he gets back to himself. We pay him Shevis, but we don't pay him anything for his lessening value that he's be sold in the shuk for less money for these 100 days. There's no payment for that.
But he's also getting paid a higher amount for those days. Because you have a Poalim and Shuk and not a cucumber watchman. He's getting paid, he's in a sense getting paid what his job was before that is being lost, not just the minimal job.
Oh, very good. Very good. So according to that, will it really come out that even though Abaye says there's two payments over here, will he be awarding this fellow more money than Rabbah would?
Don't know. Okay.
That's the question. Okay. All the best, everybody.
Be well.
Have a great day. Good to see everybody for Bava Kama.